All right. So we have often talked about segmentation and micro segmentation, the ability to break up your audience into smaller and smaller tribes, if you will, uh, based on some different dynamics in each of those micro segments so that you can better communicate with them, right? I mean, if you have a lot of people and they're all being messaged the same way, you're only going to get a certain amount of uh, engagement. But if you could say, you know what, this person is different than this person is different than this person, even though they're all people, right? So these are all travelers, but this is the business traveler and this is the vacationer. And, I don't know, we could name that one too. You start realizing they're different. And so the messaging we send to them is different. And the way we get them to convert is different. And what you may have heard me talk about in the past is one of the ways that I distinguish, one of the ways I break apart segments into micro segments is using the goal pyramid. So the goal pyramid is not very complicated. It's a pyramid. And you go, okay, let's talk about people who visit hotels. So if we talk about people who visit hotels, everybody wants a bedroom. Everybody wants a bathroom. Okay, we get it. So we put the base goal that everybody, all of these people, right? This guy and this guy and this guy, they all want bed. Nobody's like, no, I don't want a bed. I just want floor, right? So we know that. But not all of them want breakfast. So we move up the goal pyramid and we say, okay, we recognize that some people want breakfast. Now, why is that a big deal, right? You realize, well, because there's people who want breakfast at the restaurant and they want it consistent. And the people who are like, well, maybe, but like it's not a big deal. It's not one of the main things I care about. And that starts shifting who you're talking to. A business person, for example, who flies into Chicago and has a business meeting at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, doesn't want to spend an hour walking around town looking for a place that's open. So breakfast downstairs is the easiest and fastest way for them to get their food. And you go, right, that makes sense. Other people who are like, well, we're flying in, but we're going to do a concert or we're going to go see a baseball game. They're like, we can have breakfast at any time and we could have it anywhere. And so breakfast isn't on their goal pyramid, right? So you go, okay, everybody wants bed and bath. Some people, the easy formula for this is everyone wants blank. Some people want blank. And so we go breakfast. Then you go, okay, but what else, right? Well, some of these folks who wanted breakfast, right? What they want is proximity to certain buildings, right? And you go, okay, tell me more about. Well, if you look at Chicago and you look at where they're going to meet for their meetings, it's in a little strip where you go, oh yeah, this is the business sector, and so they want a hotel there so that they don't spend time in traffic. And so those people are like, I want to go downstairs, get breakfast, and then I want to walk a block to our meeting. If I have to have breakfast and then get the cab or get an Uber and then spend 25 minutes moving across town, all because I see $20 a night, that's not going to line up because I'm going to be late for my meeting. And this is how we start realizing the difference between different people's goal pyramids and therefore different micro segments, right? Because if I drew another guy and I said, okay, everybody wants a bed and some of these people want breakfast, and you go, yeah, same person. And you go, well, but they don't care about proximity, but they want a pool. And you go, yep, totally different place, right? This person comes, this pyramid, they come Monday through Friday. That's when they visit. These people come Friday through Monday. They're different, right? This is our vacationer and this is our business travel. And they're different. And how we message to them is going to be different. That's just the nature of the beast. And so when we try and treat everybody the same, right? When we're trying to treat everybody the same, what we're ending with is messaging that's generic and flat and doesn't convince people that we know them, understand them, and have created an offering just for them. Now, you can do the goal pyramid this way if you know these segments and you understand their goals, but not everybody's going to come out and tell you their goals, right? And so how do you figure out, right, these goals? Well, there's another tool I use or another trick, which is an inverted pyramid. An inverted pyramid looks very much like the goal pyramid, but this is the goal pyramid. This is the pain inverted pyramid. If you talk to this business guy and you say, hey, what's the biggest problem that you have? Like, how, if you're picking hotels and I show you 5 different hotels and they go, oh, well, look, I need to be on time. So I need to be close. I need to be close. Like, show me the address of the meeting. I'll show you these are the 2 or 3 hotels that are closest to it. And you go, oh, that proximity is really important. And it is a proxy for not being late. Right? They don't want that. They don't want to be late. And you go, okay, so not being late means that proximity is really important. And they're like, well, I don't want to be late. So it's proximity, but it's also like, I don't have any time to waste on, looking for a place to have breakfast. And you go, oh, so breakfast is also here. And breakfast is, again, because of the late dynamic, right? You want it included. So the not being late plays in both these. And then you go a little further, they might say, oh, well, I like to be able to have restaurants in proximity. So again, another proximity version for restaurants. And then eventually they might say the quality of bed or what have you, right? Like, you notice that nobody starts talking about the bedroom and the bed and the bath, right? They don't start it. That's why we say everybody just assumes and wants that. But now notice if I go and do the same thing for families traveling, right? And the first thing they might talk about is the rate, right? But then after that, they want the amenities, right? Stuff like the pool. And then they go on from there, right? Eventually they'll get to bed. So what you discover is while people may not articulate their goals until you really, become a domain expert and understand that space, they don't immediately start out by telling you their goals. They will often tell you their pains. They have no problem. And the pains are an inverted pyramid on the goal pyramid. You basically watch how this plays out and it becomes very, very, so this is how, right? Every time you end up with a different goal up here, every time that it shifts, you realize, oh, I'm moving to another goal pyramid for another particular microsegment, right? That's how, and when you have no more, right, then you have no more microsegments. So when you're done with goal pyramids, you're done. You go, okay, so I have 3 or I have 4, right? You likely don't have 10, but you could have fun, right? And that's how we use both the goal pyramid and the inverted P pyramid to help us understand who these microsegments are so that we can better message and better convert.